Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time of stopping by. Hi, nice meeting you for the first time. Please consider joining the growing family. So the first thing we are going to be doing today is to cut out our flare. I always advise, if you are working with a style that has flare, always cut out your flare first, because that is what consumes the larger amount of fabric, and also for the pattern of how to fold it. And you see how I folded mine? You first of all fold in a triangular form, and then you fold over. That way you will have a square, and whatever you're going to fold should be enough for your waist measurement and then the length of your flare. As you can see, my fabric is folded into four, because we folded into four. So we are going to be dividing our waist into four. And the first thing I did is to measure to be sure that I have the actual length I want at the two sides of the of my folding. And once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and make a rough estimate of where my waist measurement is going to fall into. So I'm going to be using my tape to do that. That's my waist divided by 4. Whatever I have, I'm going to make a rough estimate of where it's going to fall into. And for mine, including my zipper allowance, and for mine it will be about 8 inches. So I just flip the fabric to the other side, because I want the folded edge to be where my measurement is going to start. That's where I'm going to start my measurement. So I'm going to start by marking I think about 5.5 inches. So I'm going to be marking this all round. And once I am done marking it, I measured it and I discovered that it's about, I think, 9 inches. It's longer than what I want. So I just marked a little bit inward and measured it again, and I have exactly 8 inches. That's my waist measurement divided by 4 plus my stitching allowance or my zipper allowance, whichever. And then from that line, I'm going to be taking the length of my fabric of my flare. Remember, this is going to be a short gown, a short pinafore above the knee, or wherever you want it to be. Just work with what you want. But for the style that we are working with, we are trying to recreate is short pinafore above the knee. So that's basically all for the flare. If you haven't subscribed up to this moment, please take 1 minute to hit on the subscribe button. Join the growing family. And to my old subscribers, I will not forget to appreciate you guys for all you've been doing, what you've been doing, all the support you've given me so far. Thank you very much. And I'll go ahead and open one side of the flare so that we'll have that as our zipper area. And this is it. After cutting it out, you can see it's a full flare. Just showing you guys how it looks. Then the next thing we are going to do is to go over to our bodice, and for this we are going to be cutting the front and the back bodice together. Why, if you want to cut a fabric that a style that has zipper allowance, this is how to fold it. I don't know if I've been showing this. So you make a first fold and then you fold over again, and then you're going to be leaving, you see, about 1 inch allowance for zipper. So once you are done folding it, all you have to do is to measure the fabric and be sure that is exactly what you want. That's your measurement plus your stitching allowance. But for this style, it won't have any zipper allowance, so we are folding the back and the front bodies equally. That we are folding by our shoulder measurement divided by 2, and my shoulder is 11 inches, but I added half inch for stitching allowance. That's we have 12 inches. You will have 6 inches by unfold. That's 12 inches when you measure, but unfold we have 6 inches, sorry. So I just mark out the label on the fabric I am using. I am using African print to mark it out. So I'm going to go ahead and measure my shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then the first thing I'm going to do is to mark my bust point, which is at 6 inches, and then my half length, and also go ahead to mark add 1 inch for stitching. I'm going to go ahead and extend all these lines so that you guys can see what we are working with. Then the next thing I did is to take half of my shoulder measurement, and for this my shoulder measurement, like I mentioned earlier, is 12 inches, but I'll divide it into 2, which is 6 inches. So that 6 inches is what I marked, and I'm going to go ahead and extend the line to the waistline. And yes, there is a mistake. I don't know who noticed it with me. I am supposed to make the measurement to be at the other side and not at the closed side. You want your center front and your center back to be at the folded side place, that you want it closed. So that's why I remarked it. You see, I crossed over out the other side. So please do not make the mistake of marking your measurement to face where it's open. So your center front and the center back is going to be closed. I hope you get this. I decided not to remake the video so that you guys can see that we also make mistakes, but we correct whenever we see. Then for my neckline, I went down by 3 inches, and then for the width I marked at 2.5 inches for the front neckline. And the back neckline I went down by 1 inch, and then I'm going to connect it to the front one. Then for my shoulder slope, I'm going down by 1 inch, and then I will connect it to my neckline or to my shoulder line. And that's basically all for the bodies. I hope there is no confusion on this. So the line we marked we marked out is I made a mistake of marking the my measurement to be facing the open place, while it's supposed to be facing the closed place. That's my center front. The center of my fabric is supposed to be closed, and then the center of my back is supposed to be closed. Just like you see, it's open now, it's closed. So I just separated the two bodies, and I'm going to go ahead and arrange this well, the front body as well, to cut out the front neckline. And this is it after I was done. This is the front and this is the back bodies. Then the next thing I did is to cut out my lining for each pieces. I'm using the same fabric for my lining. If you have your normal lining, please go ahead and use it. But for me, I am using my fabric as my lining. So I went ahead to duplicate the bodies, exactly what I have. So what I'm doing now is to place it front facing front, and I'm going to go ahead and pin this all around. I will be starting from my neck, my center neck, to make sure that it's well aligned. I'll pin that down and then pin all the way around my neckline. And then for the bodies, I'm going to go ahead and pin the bodies as well. You don't want, by the time you are trying to stitch it down, it keeps moving. And once I am done with the back bodies, I'm going to continue with the front bodies as well, pinning all around the bodies. Once I am done, I'm going to go ahead and stitch the neckline round by 1/2 inch, and then stitch the two same side. And I'll do the same thing for the back. I stitch the neckline and I stitch the two same side. And this is it after I was done stitching it down. I'm just taking out all the pins on the fabric and I just stitch. And the next thing I'm going to do is to notch the neckline areas and also notch the front one to release any tension there. And once I am done, I'm going to flip it to the right side or turn it to the right side. And I'll go ahead and give it a good press. Go ahead and iron it if there's light in your area. So this is it after I'm done ironing it. You can see it's looking flat, well put together. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to place the front facing front of the fabric, and then I'm going to go ahead and stitch the shoulders. You can as well do invisible stitching at this point. Then once I am done with that, for the waist part, because of the style, we are going to be folding this in by 1/2 inch. You can as well iron before you start folding, before you start stitching. So you're going to fold it in by 1/2 inch, and then iron it down if there is light. I keep saying that. And then stitch it by as close to the edge as possible. And for the my flare, when you look at the style, you see that it has something like a trimming at the waistline. That's what we are trying to create. So you're going to place this, we have our bias stripe. This is bias stripe, I already made one. You're going to place it at the wrong side and then flip it over to the right side before, and then stitch it down. So you are turning from wrong to right side, not from right to wrong. So the bias is going to be at the right side once you are done. So this is it after I was done with it. The next thing I'm going to do is to hold the fabric together. We are trying to get out the center of the fabric. So I'm just trying to arrange everything to well to make sure that I have the exact center, or I have the center of what I want. So once I have the center, I'm going to make a mark there. You're not going to notch it. Remember, we've turned it already. So once I make that mark, I'm going to, from that place, measure my waist measurement divided by 2. So now our fabric is folded into 2. We are not marking divided by 4 anymore. We are marking divided by 2. So once I measure that, my waist measurement divided by 2, I'm going to go ahead and make a mark at that point. So this is my waist measurement divided by 2. As you can see, I have a little bit excess more than I want to. I'm going to go ahead and trim off a bit of it before we continue. I did it off camera. Just trim, or you can just leave it that way. But for me, I think it's too big or it's too much. I cut it off. So once I am done with that, I'm going to also fold the fabric into 2. But now we are not folding equal parts. We are folding only the waist measurement. We are going to fold to the where we marked our waist measurement. The remaining excess for our zipper, I will not be folding it. I hope you understand it. Just look at the video, you understand it. So once I forget the half of my waist measurement, I hope this makes sense though. I made a mark there. And for the bodies as well, I'm going to go ahead and fold this into 2. Remember, you are not making any notch on any part of the fabric. We have done stitching it down. If you make any notch there, you're going to cut your fabric open. So I'm just folding it and then using my chalk to mark it to see this, to the center of the fabric. And once I am done with it, I'm going to go ahead and open it at the right side. So this right side of my body is facing me now. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just making sure that I have the center of this of the bodies where I can see it. So I'm just going to go ahead and place it under that's the right side of my bodies is facing the wrong side of my skirt of my flare. I hope you understand this. So I'm just going ahead to pin the 2 points that I make, the center of this of the flare and then the center of the bodies. Once I am done pinning it down, I'm going to go ahead and then do the same thing for the other side of the pinafore. Just like I did for the front one, I am folding this into 2 equal parts and then I'll make a notch there. And once I am done making a notch there, I'm going to go ahead and then pin it down. And once I am done pinning this down, I'm going to go ahead and arrange all the fabric well. And then I'm going to be stitching from that center to the other side of the bodies. And then from the center to the other side, you're just stitching very close to the edge of the bias. I hope you understand this. Just make sure it's as close at the end as possible. And then I'm going to flip it to the other side, to the back side, and then stitch it as well. So this is it after I was done stitching it. You see how put together it is looking already. So the next thing that we're going to do is to turn this to the wrong side. At this point, if you don't like just the plain bias, you can add your trimming to it to beautify it more. Just add your trimming all around the waist, but for me, for now, I'm going to be leaving it this way. So I'm going to flip it to the wrong side of the I'll flip or turn the pinafore to the wrong side, and then I'm going to close up the zipper allowance and then attach my zip. And that's basically all for this style. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you do. subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please. Thank you very much, and don't forget to share my videos to family and friends. Wash my ass whenever it comes up in my channel. It's a way of supporting this channel. Thank you very much for all your support. Thank you for watching this pinafore tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.